Hello, this is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. We're showing The Monster and the Ape. I don't know how this got past the board of people to film. Whoever came up with this idea was a genius. They threw everything into this cereal they possibly could. So I hope you enjoy it. Here's chapters 1 through 5 of The Monster and the Ape. Thanks again. I'll be back after the break.
In this room of the Bainbridge Laboratories, selected representatives of the press and scientific world are gathered to witness one of the strangest experiments yet attempted by men. There is an atmosphere of tenseness as 5 of the world's foremost inventors make last-minute adjustments on a weird mechanism of wires, tubes, and scientific instruments known as the Metalogen Man.
Dynamometer, Mr. Arnold, please. Metalogen disc, Doctor. Thank you.
Well, that's it, gentlemen.
Professor Arnold.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 long years of painstaking toil, months of research, and many failures, my colleagues and I have created a mechanical creature sensitive to the impulses of electronic energy. This robot represents harnessed power undreamed of by mortal man. The world is on the threshold of a new era in scientific advancement. Metalogen men will free the human race from the shackles of manual labor and industrial enslavement. We are now ready to prove our claims.
That granite block must weigh a ton.
couple of you gentlemen be good enough to examine that bank vault door to be certain it is locked? Well, it's locked all right. Thank you, gentlemen. We will now see if the Metalogen Man can open that door.
Scientific circles have been set agog by this astounding Metalogen Man. Captains of industry have already expressed keen interest in its potentialities. Manufactured in quantities, these robots will be able to ease the burden of human toil. To the 5 scientists who invented this mechanical giant belongs full credit. No doubt a grateful public will bestow upon them the laurels to which they are so justly entitled.
Professor Ames, Professor Marsden, you and your co-workers are usurping the glory and the credit for an invention that is rightfully mine. For that reason, I am forced to destroy you.
That man is mad.
We must go to the police without delay.
You're right.
Hello?
Professor Shaw, listen closely. Your colleagues, Professor Marsden and Ames, died because they knew the secret of the Metalogen Man. You are to be the third to meet their fate. You have 1 minute.
Hello? 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 Who's there?
Following closely on the mysterious deaths of Professors Ames and Marsden, tragedy has once again struck at a member of the Bainbridge Laboratories. The body of Jonathan Shaw, co-inventor of the recently perfected Metalogen Man, was found at his home late last night, apparently strangled to death. Police are baffled about the identity of the murderer.
Ghastly. Fantastic.
I wish you two had never become involved in this invention.
That's right, Miss Bell. We're all in danger, I think. I never did like that rabbit no harm. Not from his first consumption.
You'd think the police will be able to unearth some clue.
Oh, I'm sure they're doing all they can.
Nevertheless, I think we ought to take every precaution to safeguard our invention.
I took the liberty to already arrange for that.
Dad didn't think you'd mind, Professor Ernst.
Mine? Certainly not. I'm delighted. Just what have you arranged, Arnold?
Since we've already concluded a deal with the Brady Company to manufacture these robots, I've asked them to remove our model to their plant without delay. They're sending their engineer, Ken Morgan, to supervise the packing and shipping.
His train arrives today at noon. Dad and I will meet him at the Union Station.
Excellent. Excellent. I'll feel a good deal safer when this Morgan gets here.
That must be him.
Mr. Morgan?
That's right.
Professor Arnold sent us out here to pick you up. He said he sent you a telegram to get off here instead of going on through to the Union Depot.
Yes, I have the telegram right here. I was a little puzzled at the change in plans.
Well, the professor's a very busy man. Sometimes he doesn't know from one minute to the next what he's going to be doing. You know how these scientists are.
Yes, I've met quite a few of them.
I'll take your bag.
I hope you don't mind riding in this truck. It's all we could find. We had to leave the lab in such a hurry.
It's all right with me.
Fine.
I think the rear door came open.
I can't understand why Ken Morgan didn't come in on that train.
Dad, could he have stopped off at the Oakdale station by mistake?
I don't believe so. But maybe we'd better go there to make certain. Well, Flash,
Yes?
drive us to the Oakdale station, please, and don't spare the horses.
I'll be glad to, Professor Arnold.
Nordik calling.
Go ahead, Nordik.
We got Morgan, just like you ordered.
That's fine. Now relieve him of his credentials. And you, Nordik, assume his identity. Then pick up the robot to the Bainbridge laboratory and bring it here.
What do we do with Morgan?
Get rid of him. I don't want any trace of him left.
He's as good as done for right now.
That's the end of Mr. Morgan.
This is what we want.
thanks for stopping. I've had an accident, and I'm in an awful hurry to get to town.
Well, we'll be glad to give you a lift. Where can we drop you?
At the Bainbridge Laboratory, if you happen to be going by there.
Well, that's a coincidence. I'm connected with that organization. I'm Professor Arnold.
Well, you're just the man I'm looking for. I'm Ken Morgan of the Brady Corporation.
Ken Morgan? Well, what are you doing way out here? Dad and I just left the Union Station where we were supposed to meet you.
I'll explain that on the way, Miss Arnold. We mustn't lose any time getting to your laboratory.
What's the hurry, Morgan?
I have reason to believe that your invention is in imminent danger of being stolen.
Flash, we haven't a moment to lose. Did anyone call here to pick up our Metalogen Man?
Yes, sir, Mr. Kenneth Morgan.
Well, that man tricked you. This is Mr. Morgan right here.
Why, he showed me his credentials. He and another fella came here in one of our trucks.
You better call up the police and report the theft to me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they got the control unit, too.
What's this?
Where did you find that?
Right over there near the door. What is it?
It's the Metalogen disc, the most vital part of the robot. Without it, the automaton can't operate.
It must have come off while those men were carrying it out.
Once they discover it's missing, they'll undoubtedly attempt to regain it.
I'll place it under lock and key where they'll never find it.
I know just the place. The cellar vault.
That's an excellent idea.
Here, Babs, you put it away. Well, I call Professor Ernst and tell him what's happened.
Wait a minute. For all we know, that line may be tapped.
Didn't think of that. I'd better go see him personally. And that's how it stands, Ernst. The thieves have vanished without leaving a single clue.
At least we have one thing to be thankful for. You have the Metalogen disc. Without that, the thieves can't operate the robot.
Well, that's little consideration for all the work we've done. If only Morgan had reached here a day sooner, our invention would now be in safekeeping.
What makes you so sure this man you picked up today is the real Morgan?
Why, he explained that
He explained, yes. But you admit he had no credentials. And though he claimed he had an accident, he seemed to be unhurt.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there may be something in what you say.
Of course there is. For all you know, this Morgan may be in league with the thieves who got away with the Metalogen Man.
Well, what do you suggest?
To be perfectly safe, say nothing to anybody, trust no one. Furthermore, suppose you remove the disc from the vault and let me take care of it. Don't forget, this alleged Morgan knows where it is at present.
I have no objections, if that will relieve your mind.
I assure you it will.
Very well, I'll bring it here this evening.
Fine.
According to these blueprints, the Metalogen Man works on a combination sound light wave principle.
Exactly.
What does this specify?
The remote control unit which operates the robot. Every movement and gesture made by the automaton is caused by the operation of one or more of these dials.
Seems a bit complicated.
Oh, it isn't really. Notice how simply the dials are located on the board.
I'll take care of this for you.
Oh, no, you don't.
Now, you better let go of it if you don't want to get hurt. Now, give me the keys to the car.
I will not.
We'll take good care of it for you.
Oh, I know. You're not going to... Oh! They've stolen the disc in my car.
There's no use trying to chase them. We better call the police. On second thought, I don't think it would be wise to call the police just yet.
Those men have stolen the most vital and irreplaceable part of our machine. Don't you realize what that means?
Well, certainly I do. And I'm just as upset as you are. But let's not do anything rash.
I don't understand your attitude, Ernst.
The police didn't accomplish anything when you reported the theft of the Metalogen Man to them, did they?
No, not yet.
I doubt if they ever will. Unless we can figure out something more tangible to report to them. Otherwise, we'll merely be sending them on another wild goose chase.
Well, I admit I don't know what to do or think.
We've got to think this thing out. There must be some angle we've overlooked.
Thank you.
I wonder where Dad could have gone at this time of night, especially without telling me.
Maybe he got tired and went home.
That's possible.
Why don't you call and find out?
All right. Hello, Katie. Has my father arrived home? He hasn't. I see. Thanks.
Could he have gone over to Professor Ernst again?
I never thought of that. I'll phone him.
No, let's drive over instead. I've heard so much about this Ernst, I'd like to meet him.
All right.
Are you sure Morgan didn't see you leave the laboratory?
I'm positive no one saw me.
Yet someone knew you were coming and exactly what you were bringing.
Pretty obvious someone knew about it.
Excuse me just a moment. You stay right here. See if you can remember someone to whom you may have talked. I'll be right back. Nice work, boys. We haven't failed you yet. Excellent. With this, I can put the rest of my plan into operation. Put that receiver down on me.
So you double-crossed me, Ernst. You're the thief.
Yes. But the knowledge won't do you any good now. Take him downstairs. You go ahead. I'll get rid of whoever that is. Why, good evening, Miss Arnold. Pleasant surprise.
Good evening, Professor Ernst. This is Mr. Morgan, Professor Ernst.
How do you do? How do you do?
I came to see if my father's with you.
Well, no, he left a long time ago. But, won't you come in?
Thank you.
I haven't seen your father since this afternoon.
I had hoped to find him here.
You say Professor Arnold left here quite a while ago?
Yes, indeed.
Then his hat must have flown back in through the window.
Stop it.
Keep him covered. I'll take a look around the place.
Mind if I smoke?
No, go right ahead.
Will the scheming Ernst get control of the Metalogen Man? Is Professor Arnold doomed because of his scientific knowledge? And what will happen to Miss Arnold? Don't fail to see The Edge of Doom, the second exciting episode of The Monster and the Ape, at this theater next week. Ken Morgan is attacked by strangers and almost killed while on his way to investigate an amazing invention, the Metalogen Man. Professor Arnold, the inventor of this robot, is trapped by a mad scientist, a man named Ernst. Morgan and Arnold's daughter, Babs, attempt to rescue her father, when suddenly...
You say Professor Arnold left here quite a while ago?
Yes, indeed.
Then his hat must have flown back in through the window.
Drop it! Drop it!
Keep him covered. I'll take a look around the place.
Mind if I smoke?
No, go right ahead.
Burned.
No, I'm all right.
It's a good thing you fell on that rubber mat.
You're telling me.
Now, what about these men?
Never mind them. Your daughter's upstairs with Ernst and may need our help.
Flint! Flint! We better get out of here.
Some way to open this fireplace from this side.
I hope Babs is safe.
Let me out of here!
You two certainly turned out to be a help to me. Letting Morgan beat the daylights out of both of you.
Well, he took us by surprise.
Where is he now?
He and Arnold are trying to find a way out of your lab.
They'll starve to death before they do.
Go down and get those fellas. I'll force them to let us out of here.
I'm back at the fireplace. Look for a concealed button.
Are you all right, dear?
Yes, I'm quite all right.
What happened to Ernst? You were supposed to be guarding him.
Oh, he locked me in the secret closet, and by the time I managed to get out, he was gone.
Then all three of them escaped.
I don't see how the two men downstairs got out.
I don't know how, but they did. Fortunately for you, they didn't take your Metalogen Man.
What about the control unit?
It was in the other room a little while ago.
We'd better take a look and see if it's still there.
Right. It's gone.
Yes, I expected that.
We'd better call the police.
I'll do that right away. Police department, please.
Yeah, it looks like we won't be able to stay at your house any longer.
Not for a while.
Do you think the cops will pin the murder of those other scientists on us?
Oh, stop your gabbing and get us to where we're going. I want to get back to work.
On what? Arnold's got the robot.
But I have the control unit. Arnold and Morgan have it all figured out how they're going to make these machines for the benefit of humanity. But they're figuring without me. If my plan works out, I'll utterly crush their exalted scheme.
Yes. Yes, I see. But you will keep me informed of any development. Thanks, Inspector. Well, the police have found no trace of Ernst and his men.
They're too smart to be apprehended so easily.
What worries me is that Ernst is likely to make another attempt to steal your Metalogen Man.
Why should he? After all, he knows the secret of its construction and can easily build one of his own.
One most important thing stops them, Ken. Metalogen.
You're quite right. I did a little investigating on my own, and I found that meteorite metal is practically non-existent.
You're right.
I bought my girl some perfume once. It is supposed to be non-resistant, but it didn't do me any good.
I just thought of something, Ken.
Yes?
If there's any supply of Metalogen to be had, Dr. Felix Wayne of the Greystone Museum would know about it.
Is he in town?
Yes. Do you think I ought to call him?
No. I'll go have a talk with him.
Good idea.
Are you still tinkering with that control unit, Professor? You're playing for trouble.
What makes you think so?
If you figure on using this gadget to walk the robot over here, you'll have Arnold and everyone in town follow it right to this place.
Just what gives you the idea that I have any intention of recapturing the Metalogen Man at this moment? While we were in possession of the Metalogen Man, I hit a microphone and a transmitter inside of it. They are tuned to the television wavelength of this control unit. Thus we shall be able not only to see what Morgan and Arnold are doing, but also to hear whatever they're planning.
From Dr. Wayne at the Greystone Museum.
Merely what we already know. The only available Metalogen is on display there.
Heavens, if Ernst should learn of this.
Yes, I warned Dr. Wayne that there might be trouble. He closed the geological exhibit today, and for added safety, is placing a 24-hour guard over the museum.
Well, if so, then the Greystone Museum is no immediate danger.
That's where Arnold's mistaken. Think of it.
Metalogen. Rarer than gold. More precious than emeralds. Right here within easy reach.
Yeah, but how are we going to get hold of it?
By doing the very thing against which they're prepared. Without fail, we should obtain the Metalogen tonight.
Kemp, Babs, come here. I started to check its mechanism and I found that.
A transmitter and a microphone.
Ernst must have installed that while the Metalogen Man was still in his hands.
That means he must have overheard every word we said.
In that case, he knows of your trip to the museum.
You two wait here. I'm going over there. Come on, Flash. Turn off the boiler and turn on the gas.
Huh? What? Oh, it's you, Mr. Morgan.
Come on, make it snappy.
You sure can do things sudden like. Where are we going?
To the Greystone Museum. There may be trouble there.
Don't you think we got enough trouble here without going there? I got both guards, like you told me to, boss.
Anyone else inside?
Not a one.
Let's get that door open. Thor. Break it down. Break it down. Break. Push. Push. Thor. Shut that thing off before it gets the whole neighborhood over here. We'll have to work fast. That alarm undoubtedly rings at some patrol station. Thor, come on, come on.
Here it is, over here.
Good. I'll hold Paul while you pack the containers. Down.
Somebody must be coming.
You wait here, Flash.
Put out your flashlights. Hide behind those doors. moment to lose. Get that Metalogen out of here. Never mind him. Get that stuff out of here. Get that ape. Clear out.
Flash. 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 Go away from me, you big baboon. Let me sleep.
Take it easy, Flash. I'll be back for you later.
Come here. In.
Well, well, with a lethal weapon right in his hand.
This ain't no weapon. It's just a razor.
Think of that. Just a razor. And I suppose we find any bloodstains on that, you'll claim you nicked yourself while shaving.
We'll haul him in and grill him.
Grill? Grill what? Who, me?
Take him down to the car, Mike, and I'll see what other damage he's done.
Come on, sonny boy.
Oh, you can't do this to me.
Oh, yes.
That car seems to have been trailing us ever since we left the museum. Slow down and see what he does.
He's trailing us all right.
The side road a little further ahead. Turn up, then step on it. Pull over, then stop suddenly.
Will Thor, the ape, become a willing tool of his evil master? Will the treacherous Ernst succeed in cornering the world's supply of Metalogen? Does danger threaten Professor Arnold and his daughter? Don't fail to see Flames of Fate, the third exciting episode of The Monster and the Ape, at this theater next week.
Renfield from Transylvania tonight here. Go skydiving, they said. It'll be fun, they said. I figured I'd drop in on Don O'Malley at Don's breakfast cereal show. It didn't go quite as I planned. Next time I skydive, I'm not using a silly parachute. They slow you down and get caught in the trees. Guess I'll just hang out here and catch Don's show. Oh, Don, if you're watching, I could use a hand. Or maybe a ladder. Help!
Professor Ernst, with the aid of a giant gorilla, steals the world's last known supply of that wonder metal, Metalogen. Ken Morgan attempts to recover the precious metal, but suddenly...
Well, with a lethal weapon right in his hand.
This ain't no weapon. It's just a razor.
Think of that. Just a razor. And I suppose if we find any bloodstains on that, you'll claim you nicked yourself while shaving.
We'll haul him in and grill him.
Grill? Grill what? Who, me?
Take him down to the car, Mike, and I'll see what other damage he's done.
Come on, sonny boy.
Oh, you can't do this to me.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That car seems to have been trailing us ever since we left the museum. Slow down and see what he does.
He's trailing us all right.
There's a side road a little further ahead. Turn up, then step on it. Pull over and stop suddenly. That's the last time he'll trail anybody. Now to get that ape back to the zoo. Walk down past my house. See if the police are around there.
Okay, Ernst.
Coast is clear, Ernst. All right, Nordik.
Thor. No. No, Thor, put it down. Put it down. Down. No, Thor. Put it down. Put it down. Come here, Thor. Come here. No, Thor, no. No, Thor, no. Get him off! Get him off! Come here.
We'll meet you at the usual place, Nordik.
Come on, Thor. Come on. Come on, Thor. Thor. Come here, Thor. Come on. Come here. Come here, Thor. Come here. Come here. Down, Thor. Down. Come here. Come on. Thor, come on. No, Thor, no. Come on. Come on, Thor. No, Thor, no. Come on. Come on, Thor. Come on. Oh, Thor, Thor. You ought to be here any minute now.
Hey, Mason. Yeah, who is it?
It's me, Nordik.
Kind of late tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, the ape had a touch of colic and I had to fix him up.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, betcha.
Here he comes.
Everything okay? Smooth as silk. Let's get out of this pond. Bring those Metalogen containers inside. All right, Ernst. There you are, Professor. The only known supply of metalogen in existence, and that's what I call a good night's work.
Good. With this and my knowledge of the Metalogen Man, I've practically got the world in the palm of my hand.
You might as well count us in on that, too.
This isn't metalogen.
What? It's got to be.
It's nothing but coal dust and phosphorus. We've been tricked.
Do you think Morgan and Arnold got a hold of the real stuff?
I don't know. But you can depend on it. They pretty well know where it is.
That sure puts us behind the 8-ball. They've not only got control of the metalogen, but the robot as well.
But you still got the control unit.
They've rendered that useless.
Then we're late.
No, only delayed. What we must do is find out Arnold's next move, then take the play away from him.
Have you got any ideas?
A pretty good one, but it must wait until morning.
Ken.
Hello, Babs. Well, you certainly have Babs and myself worried about you, Ken.
When you didn't call last night, we were almost frantic.
I knew you'd be worried. That's why I called as soon as I could get to a phone this morning. I'm sorry I wrecked your car, Professor Arnold.
Oh, never mind that. The fact that you're alive and that the Metalogen is safe more than makes up for the loss of the car.
That was certainly clever of Dr. Wayne to fill those containers with a worthless chemical. By the way, where did you hide the real stuff?
In a place nobody would ever think of. We'll go over there later on and pick up the container which the museum agreed to let us have.
Why, Flash, what happened to you?
I just had a misunderstanding with two police officers.
You were arrested?
I was only pinched.
What for?
They accused me of carrying lethal weapons. All I had was a razor. Them policemen, they grilled me, just like I was a pork chop. But they's the one who got burnt up, because they couldn't prove nothing.
You go home and take it easy today, Flash.
Oh, thank you, sir, Professor. Oh, I almost forgot this. I got it on my way in.
Thanks, Flash. Say, this is good news. My company has decided to manufacture the robots right here in the city, providing, naturally, a suitable factory can be found.
Well, if that's the case, I happen to know of an empty warehouse on the corner of 3rd and Hammond Streets. It might just suit your purpose.
Good, I'll take a look at it.
I have an appointment with my attorney, Martin Gilbert, this afternoon. His office isn't far from there. If you like, I'll drop you off on my way.
That suits me.
Come along.
Arnold and his daughter know where Metalogen is hidden. Morgan is going to warehouse, 3rd and Hammond. Arnold has appointment with attorney Martin Gilbert this afternoon.
That's all we need to know. And Arnold won't be the only one to keep that appointment.
Thanks for the lift.
Do you want us to stop for you on the way home?
No, thanks. I don't know just how long I'm going to be here.
Well, we'll see you later then, Ken.
I'd like to take a look at this building. I may be interested in leasing it.
Go ahead, mister.
Freight elevator back there goes to the upper floor.
What's in there?
That's the washroom. It's locked, and I haven't got a key to it. Raise your hands, Morgan. Face the wall.
Let's get him out of here.
Pardon me, sir. But aren't you Professor Arnold?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Morgan told me that you and your daughter were in that building and described your car to me. I've been waiting for you.
Why should he do that?
He'd like you to come to the office of the Hanson Realty Company. I believe it has something to do with a lease of a warehouse.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you very much.
Where's the office of your company?
Well, if you don't mind my riding back with you, I'll take you right to it.
Oh, not at all. Come right along.
Well, thanks.
You sit in the rear?
All right.
Now, are you going to tell me why you hid that Metalogen, or aren't you?
My mother told me never to talk to strangers.
I have a way to make you change your mind. Butler, make sure that oven is plenty hot. This conveyor was used for feeding bricks into the firing oven. I'm sure it will work equally well with a charming young lady aboard. Place Miss Arnold on the belt.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him.
Stop it. I can't stand it, I'll tell you.
Come into your senses, eh, Arnold? Where is it?
At the Ace Cold Storage Company. Pocket 37.
Where's the key for it?
My right-hand coat pocket.
All right. Make the lady comfortable again. I'm going after the Metalogen right now. It had better be there. Hold them till I get back. Take me over to the East Coast Storage Company. Make it snappy.
All right.
I'll fix you, Mr. Morgan.
Will Ernst's mad scheme succeed? Will the robot turn on Professor Arnold, its inventor? Will Thor, the ape, become a menace to his cruel keeper? Don't fail to see The Fatal Search, the fourth exciting episode of The Monster and the Ape, at this theater next week.
You gonna help him out?
Nope.
You gonna at least help him down?
Morgan, Babs, and Arnold, the inventor of the Metalogen Man, are overpowered in a deserted brickyard. Under torture, the professor tells where the precious metal has been hidden. Ken breaks loose and attempts to rescue his friends, as suddenly...
time, Miss Arnold. Quick thinking, Professor Arnold.
Ken, look.
Let's get these ropes off and get out of here.
Hey, Butler!
Well, there goes our chance of stopping Ernst from getting that Metalogen.
Dad, why don't we contact the cold storage company and tell them not to let Ernst near your locker?
Well, I don't see how we can. It's a long way from here to a telephone.
And you can rest assured it'll be too late.
The best thing we can do is start walking.
Looks like you're right.
From now on, Blake, we're going to have everything our own way. I have all the specifications for constructing those robots. We've just picked up enough Metalogen to operate an army of them.
And I gotta hand it to you, Professor. Especially for the way you put it over in those storage plant people.
All that took was just a little nerve.
I suppose you want to go back now and take care of that meddling scientist and his two stooges.
No, that can wait. First, I want to go over to the municipal zoo.
Okay.
Wait right here for me. Got the Metalogen in here. You have? Say, that's swell. I want you to take this suitcase into my workshop. While you're there, make sure there's no police around the house.
And then you want me to report back here to you?
Bill Blake and I will drive past the place in the truck. If the coast is clear, signal from the front door.
You bet.
Get over to the Bainbridge laboratory. Find out how closely they're guarding Arnold's robot. You can pick me up here later.
Okay, boss.
Hello, Babs. We brought your car back.
Where did the police find it?
Near the West End Viaduct. I must have wounded that one man pretty badly. There are big bloodstains on the front seat.
I suppose the police still haven't found any trace of the stolen Metalogen, they can?
No, Professor. And those people at the storage plant never suspected anything when Ernst, instead of yourself, came to get the contents of your locker.
Fact is, Professor, not only the police got confused, I got confused myself. And when I get confused, that's something.
What's your father doing?
He's trying out a control unit which he built before he decided to use Metalogen as the energizing force.
Let's hope it works.
That must be a message from Blake.
Morgan and others escaped. Arnold is now testing robot control unit at his lab.
I should have known better than to trust Butler and Flint to guard them. Get me that control unit.
This one seems to work just as well as the other one did.
Very much to my surprise, it does. Now, all I have to do is to make some minor adjustments on the robot to compensate for certain elements.
Dad, look!
Stop him before he wrecks everything.
He's out of control. I can't understand it.
Something's out of order.
Well, it's a good thing you pulled that Metalogen disc. If it hadn't been for your quick thinking, Babs and I would have been goners.
Can't make out whether this control unit or the robot itself.
You sure you feel all right?
Oh, I'm all right. Only very disappointed. I can see now that unit will not work without Metalogen.
Dad, I wonder if Ernst could have been interfering by using the control unit which he stole from you.
No, I don't believe so. He had no way of knowing I was going to make my test.
Then that leaves us right where we were before. Needing Metalogen, which we can't find.
That thing ain't coming back to life no more, is he?
It's all right, Flash. You can come out now.
I just thought of something.
What is it, Dan?
Come here, I'll show you. This is a radio detector, similar to those which the Radio Intelligence Division uses to locate illegal transmitters.
That's very interesting, but of what use can it be to us?
Radio waves and those transmitted by Metalogen are very similar. Consequently, with this instrument, we should be able to find the place where Ernst has hidden those containers.
Well, what are we waiting for? Come on, let's go, Professor.
Arnold has the instrument which will enable him to locate hiding places of Metalogen. Suggest you get ready to move it. I'm leaving here now.
That's a fine kettle of fish.
Let me worry about it. You get back on your job. It is. Rush it out to my old workshop on Highfield Road. You can pick up Butler on the way.
Do you think Arnold and Morgan can trail us there?
I hope they do. You'll be able to give them a rousing reception.
It'll be a pleasure.
Why did you tell me to stop here?
Well, the needle has been pointing east right along, but just now it changed to a southwesterly direction.
Could that mean we've passed the place?
No, I think it means that Ernst is moving the Metalogen to another location. Turn to the left at the next corner, Ken, and we'll see what happens then.
Very well.
I'll take this inside. You go hide the truck.
You better turn off here. The indicator points in that direction.
We better hide this.
What for? There ain't nobody coming here.
That's what you think. Let's stick it under the bed.
The needle registers peak intensity right here, and the indicator points toward that house.
I'll go over and take a look around the place.
Well, I better go along with you.
No, you stay right here. I'll be back presently.
The mysterious Dr. Draper? Why does Ernst make an attempt on his life? Who will be Thor's next victim? Don't fail to see Rocks of Doom, the 5th exciting episode of The Monster and the Ape, at this theater next week.
What are we going to do, Drac?
I don't know, Carita.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, but you know, old chum, at least if we were going to get in trouble, we picked the doggone right place to do it.
Yeah, Don's breakfast cereal.
Yeah, Don O'Malley's a great guy. He'll send somebody to help us.
Yes, but who? Spy Smasher?
Oh, he'll probably send Flash Gordon.
The Phantom?
Maybe he'll send Captain Marvel.
Well, while we wait to get rescued, let's watch another chapter of the serial.
You can watch the serial?
Ken Morgan and Professor Arnold locate the stolen Metalogen. But before Ken can recover it, he is attacked by hirelings of the treacherous Ernst. Suddenly...
Thank goodness you're safe.
I'm all right, but those 2 men who are with me in there are lost.
No one could survive that explosion. And if the Metalogen was in their possession, we won't be able to find any trace of it either.
They had it with them, all right, which proves they were working for Ernst.
Then we're beaten, Ken. That was all the Metalogen known to exist.
We'd better drive into town and notify the police. They'll want to investigate this.
It's a good idea.
It appears to me we ought to get this here rabbit to the junkyard now. In the first place, Professor Ernst has got the only control unit to make this rabbit work. And in the second place, we ain't got no Metalogen to make more of them in the first place. So where is we?
I'm afraid you're right, Flash. We're stymied unless Professor Arnold can discover a new supply of that precious metal.
Well, I'm a scientist, not a magician, Ken, so you're quite right about our being stymied. I'm afraid that robot will never work again.
Afraid? Why, Professor, that's the best news I've heard in a long time. Now, let me go. Let me go. Let me go!
What's the matter with them?
He and the robot just had their usual misunderstanding.
Look what it says in today's paper. Read that.
Science triumphs again. Secrets of Earth yields a new device. Dr. John Draper of Marshalltown University, eminent geologist and inventor of many scientific instruments, today announced his newest device. Draper claims he'll be able to detect the presence of meteorites which may have crashed to Earth and buried themselves into it long before the dawn of civilization.
Read that line. That's the really interesting one.
It's from certain meteorites that the rarest of all elements, metalogen, is obtained. Well, if Draper can substantiate his statements, our problem may be solved.
You're right, but listen to this. It is recalled that metalogen is the essential element of a robot recently invented by Professor Franklin Arnold of the Bainbridge Laboratories of Harrisville. However, lack of commercial supply of this mineral has crippled manufacture, arrangements for which has been previously completed. I suggest that you call this Dr. Draper long distance right away.
By all means, Dad.
You're right, I'll do it now. Hello? Long distance? I want to talk to Marshalltown, to Dr. John Draper.
Well, what is it? Yes, this is Dr. Draper. Who? Professor Arnold. Oh. Yeah? Well, I understand your difficulties, Arnold, and I'd like to help you. But I'm very busy.
Well, of course, we expect to compensate you, and we'll make any reasonable arrangements. Well, that's up to you, Doctor. Just name the day. That's very nice of you. I'll be expecting it. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. He's going to wire me later in the day, just when he'll arrive here.
I'm so glad he agreed to come.
Shall I arrange for his hotel accommodations?
Oh, you'd better not. What we select might not please him. He seems to have a peculiar disposition.
As far as I'm concerned, he can have a flat head. Just as long as he gets some metalogen for us.
Now, don't stand there knocking all day. If you must disturb me, come in.
Dr. Draper?
Who are you? What do you want?
My name is Anderson. I represent certain Western mining interests which have sent me here to consult with you as to the possibility of acquiring your new invention.
You're too late. I've already made a deal with someone else. I told you I made other arrangements.
Arrangements with whom, Dr. Draper?
With the Professor Arnold in Harrisville, if it's any of your business. Now, will you be kind enough to leave?
I'm sorry to seem persistent, but this is a matter of great importance to my colleagues. In spite of your commitment to this man, Arnold, if you could find a little time for us, we'd make it worth your while.
Not interested. And if you persist in wasting my time, how am I going to check this detector? I'm leaving tomorrow and have a great deal to do to get ready. I bid you good day, Mr. Anderson.
Good day, Dr. Draper. Just one thing more, Doctor. In case your deal with Arnold shouldn't go through, where in Harrisville can I contact you?
At the Standard Hotel. Now get out.
Thank you. Take my word for it, Flint. When I get through with this makeup, Draper's own mother won't be able to tell me from her son.
You could sure fool me with that beard.
You packed my suitcase.
Yeah, I put in everything you told me.
You didn't forget the shortwave radio and the microphone?
That's in there, all right.
Fine. Now, give me my hat. Well, I'd better be on my way. Better let me out. Leave it open. You'll have to come back this way to phone the Standard Hotel.
Reserve a room for Dr. Draper of Marshalltown. You see, I remember my orders.
You'd better remember them. And don't forget to tell Nordik I want to see him shortly.
Right.
Well, open up. Don't stand there like a dummy.
I'm sorry, sir. No one is allowed in here without a pass.
Pass? What for? Professor Arnold's expecting me. He said everything was arranged. Tell him Dr. Draper's here.
Oh, that's different, sir. I have orders to admit you.
Well, don't talk about it. Do it. I assume you're Professor Arnold?
Yes, I am.
I am Dr. Draper.
Well, this is indeed a pleasure, Doctor. I'm so glad you came. Won't you come in?
Now that the preliminaries are over, let's get down to brass tacks.
By all means. I'm even more impatient than you to consummate a deal. I'd like you to meet my associate, Ken Morgan, Dr. Draper.
How do you do, sir?
As I explained over the phone, we are prepared to pay any reasonable amount for the use of your invention.
Reasonable? From my point of view or from yours?
Well, there's no good reason why we shouldn't be able to come to terms.
I have drawn up a rough form of contract by which I acquire a 25% interest in any profit resulting from the utilization of my invention.
That's a stiff price you're asking, Doctor.
Take it or leave it.
Seems to me you've got us over a barrel.
Wait a minute, Professor. I'm beginning to think we don't need Dr. Draper after all. You've already demonstrated that your instrument can locate Metalogen in its pure form. Why not then give it a trial and see if it will lead us to a meteorite, which by your own admission contains a certain amount of that precious mineral?
I've tried that, Ken, but it won't work.
Why not?
Because the meteorite contains so little Metalogen compared with other substances that my detector isn't sensitive enough to react to it.
I see.
Do I understand you already have discovered some Metalogen?
Discovered isn't the word. We tried to recover it, but it was destroyed by a demented scientist who calls himself Professor Ernst.
Isn't that rather a crude way to talk about a man of science?
Man of science, my eye. The man's a thief and a murderer. And I'd like nothing better than to get my hands around his neck.
Gentlemen, these arguments get us no place. Dr. Draper has a price. It seems to be up to us to meet it or turn it down.
Precisely.
Still, before we sign anything, I'd like to know if Draper's instrument will do what he claims.
I'm willing to give a demonstration. That's fair enough, isn't it?
Go ahead. That's an excellent idea.
I need a half hour to make some minor adjustments in my detector. When I've finished, we can drive out to the rock quarry in Greenwood Canyon. That's where I made my first test a couple of years ago.
Well, since we expect you to be here for a while, Doctor, I'll show you to a room where you can do what you want in complete privacy. You can keep this room locked up, Doctor, and your telephone is a private line.
This will do. If you'll excuse me.
If there's anything you need, let us know.
I will. Municipal Zoo? I'd like to talk to Dick Nordik. I'll hold the line.
Here's the drink for you, Thor.
Hey, Nordik, you want it on the phone.
Okay.
Hello? This is Nordik.
The place is the rim of the old rock quarry in Greenwood Canyon. Don't waste any time.
Okay, I'll get started right away.
Where do you think you're going?
Toward the vets. That was him who just called me. I gotta take Thor over there and get him a shot for his asthma. Come on, Thor.
When I made my earlier tests here, I detected traces of a meteorite underneath that overhang of rock.
The needle doesn't seem to show any reaction.
I forgot the little antennae that fits into the socket. I'll get it out of the car.
Push!
Look out, Professor!
Will Ernst succeed in his terrifying mission of destruction? What evil designs has this arch-fiend on Professor Arnold and his daughter? don't fail to see A Fiend in Disguise, the 6th exciting episode of The Monster and the Ape, at this theater next week.
This is John McRoger, Airman First Class. That blissful smile on John's face is because John has reached the end of his first hitch, and John is getting out. He is now contemplating the advantages that all civilians take for granted, like a solid gold Jaguar, a penthouse overlooking the river, a good job, and a beautiful wife.
And 2 pence to send home to me wife, poor wife. No cares have I to grieve me, no pretty little girl to deceive me.
Uh-oh, here it comes, the message.
Me as we go rolling, hi Mac, rolling home. Name is Grogan, technical gremlin, first class.
Yeah, I know, and you're here to show me why I should re-enlist. About all the multitudinous advantages accruing to the re-enlistee.
Look, friend, I don't know what all this sarcasm is about, but I'm getting out of this man's Air Force. Capital O, capital U, capital T. Out.
Hey, you getting out too? Wait, that's different. Let's pick up our discharge papers together, buddy.
Are you kidding? Why, the minute they start talking to you, you'll go all soft and sign up again.
But
No buts. Sit down.
Honest, I've been dreaming about getting out ever since I got in.
All these guys are the same. Pushovers. Wild blue yonder pushovers. I don't know why I'm so soft-headed, but I guess I've got to brief this character so he won't be a patsy and get talked back in. These GI magic wands, always fouled up. Later. Now then, the first thing they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to tell you how much better off you'll be staying in the Air Force. Okay, just for the record, let's take a look. The average veteran of your age is earning about $325 a month in civilian life. Do you realize that's about 40% more than you make, Mac?
Why, that's an outrage. That's...
Of course, to be perfectly fair, the civilian does have to make certain minor deductions from his paycheck that you don't. Like food, lodging, clothes, higher income taxes, medical and dental bills. Minor deductions like that there. Well, it only amounts to about $275 a month.
Only.
Another thing I forgot to mention was that an airman can increase the size of his check by seniority, advancement in rank, allowances, overseas duty, flying duty, and proficiency pay. And you will get several times your monthly base pay as a bonus for your first re-enlistment. But the civilian still gets more money.
Sure. And anyway, the money isn't the important thing, is it, Grogan? It's the job that counts.
Brother, you are so right there.
Today we find John McRoger, apprentice drill press operator, happily at work.
Hey, Mac, there you are.
I don't know, Grogan. It just doesn't seem quite what I want to do.
Look, pal, you can't back out now. Why, now, you take retirement. Do you realize that as a civilian, you could look forward to retiring at the age of 65 with a cool $125 coming in from Social Security every month?
Yeah? Well, in the Air Force, I can retire when I'm 38 and draw down more than that for the rest of my life.
What are you, a has-been or something? Where do they get off retiring you at 38? It's an imposition.
Some imposition. Okay, I decide I don't want to be imposed on. I decide I'm gonna stay in another 10 years, till I'm 48. Then they really impose on you. I'll get over twice as much as a civilian on Social Security and get it 17 years sooner. And Grogan, I've already got 4 years start.
Well, you could retire on that kind of dough as a civilian, too.
Oh, absolutely. All I gotta do is I gotta save up about 90,000 bucks and put it out at a good rate of interest. A cinch.
All right, yeah, I know. You say 50 or 60 bucks a week for 30 years. Okay, so it's ridiculous. I'll admit there's a few good things about the Air Force.
Like 30-day vacations every year, with pay.
And medical expenses?
And family allowances. And housing.
And a chance to travel?
And don't forget the technical training and educational opportunities.
And most important, Mac, like you said before, it's the job that counts. Us Air Force guys have the most important job in the world. We're the ones who keep these beautiful birds flying. These beautiful birds that fly all over the world, long distances and short, on patrol, protecting our country. Our country depends on us, even though most civilians don't realize what we're doing. But we know, don't we, Mac?
We sure do, Grogan. Unsung, but proud. Let's get going.
Yeah, I guess we both know what you want to do now, right?
Right.
Hey, wait, buddy. If you think you can get by in the Air Force without me, you got yourself another think coming. We got important work to do.
Hello, this is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show, back again. Thanks for watching those chapters. Next week is going to be chapters 6 through 10. Now we had the Metalogen Man in this one, and actually Thor the Ape Man. That was a great costume for both of them. So thanks for tuning in, and make sure you stay safe, people. Wear a mask when you go out. Good night. See you next week.